I think it's not even just the issue of peace, but the issue of reality. If you're a student of international relations, as I was, you realize that this has been brewing for over 100 years now. The tension between the West and USSR is not today. We all remember stories in the past of the Cold War. Even beyond the Cold War, we also remember issues like Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And we know that there's been a First World War, there's been a Second World War. Things like this can easily spark a Third World War. Unfortunately, the League of Nations that became the United Nations, I keep saying, is a horse on a three-leg. And what do I mean by a horse on a three-leg? It is not able to efficiently and effectively become truthful to itself and its terms of reference. The reason why the United Nations, or the League of Nations, for want of a better word, as it began, was put together, was to create an environment where all the nations will come together, will seek for one voice, and will seek for peace. But sometimes it looks as if it becomes an animal farm, where some become more important than others, and that is what is creating this situation. This whole fight is failure of diplomacy and selfishness, and to some extent, fight for supremacy. And so we all need to come together to get a point of convergence as a people to be able to bring a lasting solution. War is not good for anybody. War is like the boxing arena. Anything can happen at any time. It doesn't matter how strong Russia is. It doesn't matter how strong NATO is. Anything can happen. Let me tell you one example of what is happening now. Most of the people that has been captured in Ukraine are 18 years old and 19-year-old Russians who moved their forces into Ukraine, and they were young boys, teenagers. Lost. There's one story I heard this morning, it was a very sad one. They lost, their fuel got finished, and they went to the police station to ask if they can be given fuel. How do you go to your enemy for support? So some of these things are things we should be very mindful about. Russia, as powerful as it is powerless. NATO, as powerful as it is powerless. America, as powerful as it is powerless when it comes to war. Anything can happen at any time. And we don't want to create an environment where we open ourselves into getting the world messed up. If we spark a Third World War, not only Russians and Ukrainians will suffer, we in Ghana here will suffer. As we speak now, oil fuel will be escalated now. So it means prices will be hiked. Already, this part of the world in Africa, we are having our economic challenges already. Look at the problem that we are going through in Ghana already. And then we go and add on something like what is happening in Ukraine. The amount that is being used now to evacuate students and Ghanaian nationals from that part of the world, couldn't that be used to do something here? So whether we like it or not, it's like when they say when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. So we should all put our hand on that and let's pray. I think it requires not just ordinary diplomacy, but the finger of God. We need to pray for a divine intervention. And it is not how analytical we are now, it is how much of God intervenes. And I'm an intellectual myself. I will not shy away that it's not diplomacy or international relations alone, or strategies or war strategies that will solve this problem. Is the finger of God. Otherwise, many people, look at the number of parents who came here today who wanted solution. And you can imagine, some of them has money, some of them don't have money, some of them we don't know what is happening to some of those children down there in some part of the borders of Ukraine. So let us wake up and all put our hands on deck. We require a massive united front to bring solution to this unfortunate situation in Russia, in Ukraine, and with NATO.